beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, beans, greens, beans, 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 greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys. You name it. You name it. You name it. You name it. Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, beans, greens, beans, 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 greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys. You name it. You name it. You name it. You name it.
Sway, it's my
Tenderness.
Do they look like a plan?
Look at that. Tenderness. 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 I just want to see if they tender. If they tender. If they tender. If they tender.
That tenderness.
If they tender. If they tender.
I'm trying to tell y'all.
If they tender.
That tenderness.
Tender ain't the wood. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness, tender ain't the wood. Tenderness, tenderness, tenderness.
Do they look like a plan?
Look at that. Tenderness, tenderness, tenderness. I just want to see if they tender. If they tender. If they tender. If they tender.
That's genuine.
Tender ain't the wood.
Huh? Tell me.
Tender ain't the wood.
They came to find out what's tenderness and real. Destination, one in the nation. Destination, one in the nation. Destination, one in the nation. One in the nation.
Tenderness. Tenderness. Tenderness.
Do they look like a plan?
Look at that. Tenderness.
That tendernism. Hey, that Mr. Tendernism. I ain't gonna lie. Mr. Tendernism look like he know what he doing on that thing. Tribe up. Salute to everybody in the house. Salute to my Naga. Legend of Naga Charlie in the house. Salute.
Boom shakalaka.
Got a good show lined up, man. I hope y'all ain't hungry. I hope y'all already ate, because by the time we finish this show, your ass might be hungry. About to talk about the best food on earth. First off, man, I don't like fast food. They be lying. They been lying all this time. When they talk about food and culture, they talking about American as apple pie. All that goofy shit. They be trying to say American food is hamburgers and hot dogs. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. American food ain't apple pie, hamburgers, and hot dogs. That ain't what the indigenous people ate. That ain't what the first Americans ate. Salute. And we about to talk about it. We gonna talk about it. We got a good show lined up. Like I say, salute to everybody in the house. Y'all do me a favor, go and hit the like, subscribe, share the video. Y'all let me know if the audio coming in correct, cause y'all know YouTube like to throw a little wrench in the plan sometime. Hey, Collect 73 in the house, salute. But yeah. When we talk about American food culture, I want to talk about the food that the first Americans ate, the real food, the food that the American Indians ate, the food that the indigenous people ate. When I think of American cuisine, that's what I think of. I don't think of a melting pot of all these other different cultures bringing their food from their lands and all their traditions. That's not what I think of. I don't think of pizza and hot dogs and hamburger when I think of America. That's not even what's up. That's the worst food to eat. Salute. That's pizza, hamburger, hot dogs is the most unhealthy food you can even eat. Salute. And it's a wonder so many people are out of shape. Because they eating hamburgers and shit like that all day, every day. When the indigenous people, our ancestors had a traditional ancestral diet since the beginning of time. And we're going to talk about it. We got the evidence. We're going to look at it. And y'all see the thumbnail. We're looking at that thumbnail from a third eye point of view. I was thinking about writing a cookbook, man. I told my mama and my sister, I said, you know what? I want to put together a cookbook. They looked at me like, Negro, you can't cook. I'm like, see, y'all don't really know me like that. I'm like, what y'all don't know is I can cook. You know what I'm saying? See, my sister and my mama, they can cook for real, so they look at me like a little chump. They don't look at me like a chef. They look at me like a little chump compared to them in the kitchen. But it's all good. I'm not even mad. But I told them I want to get together with them and make a cookbook. Hey, let Sade C in the house, Soul Era in the house, salute. I said I want to make a cookbook. I want to make a copper-colored cookbook, and I want to put in it the traditional Southern indigenous American soul food recipes. That's what I want to put in there. I say, you know, told my mom and my sister we can make this book. We can put it on the internet for download for like 99 cents. We might make $1 a piece. We might make $1. I told them we sell 10,000 downloads. That'll be $10,000. Well, $9,099, whatever. Like we could split it. You know what I'm saying? So I got them kind of hype. Y'all know, my mom and my sister, y'all know women like money. So I got them kind of hype. I told them we could split some money, but they was all in. So I say, yeah, we're gonna make this cookbook, a soul food cookbook, but it's gonna be strictly American foods. You can't include nothing from other lands. It gotta be strictly American food. And I told them I already got a cover. I said, don't even worry about it. I already got a cover for the book and everything. We just gotta make our list of our foods, the ingredients, and we're gonna put it down. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. You know, this traditional indigenous American diet. Not a diet that come from other lands or other traditions. No, this diet is strictly American. This diet is in no other land. All the ingredients are even American, indigenous to the land. No one else is doing this. And that's soul food. Soul food is American food. Salute. Soul food is ancient indigenous American food, whether you know it or not. And I'm gonna prove it. I'm starting out with one of my favorite dishes, cornbread. Cornbread might have been my middle name. I love cornbread so much. And we're gonna start with that. A lot of people don't know. Cornbread is one of the main indigenous foods that's heavily still in rotation to this day. This is an ancient food, ancient American food from thousands of years ago. Did you know about 8,000 years ago our ancestors was in America making cornbread? Did you know that? I know it sounds funny, but I'm gonna show the proof. Let's talk about it. Let's look at what the AI say. Looking at cornbread, history of cornbread. Cornbread is an ancient American Indian invention. They say the American Indians invented cornbread. You see that? Now the real question is, who are the American Indians? But we're gonna point that out too, because we know who the truth is. So it's American Indian tradition, invention. This ain't nothing African about cornbread at all. Salute. Let's start right there. If they had to put the 1 drop rule to cornbread, cornbread would pass with flying color. There is 0 drop of African in cornbread. Salute. 0. Africans never knew anything about cornbread. Just like they never knew anything about tobacco till we showed it to them. They never knew anything about cornbread. This is ancient American food culture. Since thousands of years, with origins tracing back thousands of years. See, y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was playing, man. Thousands of years to the cultivation of maize, corn, in Mexico before spreading throughout North America. Salute. They say it was through the cultivation of maize in Mexico, and then spread throughout North America. American Indians developed numerous corn-based staples like hush puppies, like flapjacks and hoe cakes, including corn pone, steamed corn cakes, hush puppies, hoe cakes, and fried bread. These foods were essential. Notice that, fried. The American Indians been frying foods for thousands of years, including chicken. These foods were essential to survival and were widely adopted by early European settlers. See, you didn't adopt their culture like you didn't adopt their names. They adopted yours. Salute. They adopted your culture and your names. You don't have slave names. Don't be fooled. Ancient roots. Corn was domesticated over 7,000 years ago with indigenous people in the Americas, grinding dried, roasted corn into meal for bread and porridge, long before European contact. Preparation. Early cornbread was often made of ground cornmeal, water, and salt, sometimes baked on hot stones or in ashes. Variations. Tribes developed distinct dishes such as corn pones, baked and fried bread, often adding beans, nuts, or berries. Alright, so we're just seeing a little bit about the corn, right? The history of the corn. We see it was an American Indian thing. Nothing to do with Africa whatsoever. Africans had 0 knowledge of cornbread. Just wanted to make this clear. Let's see what else they got down here about this cornbread. Look, America's essential connection to cornbread. Look at that. That looks interesting. What y'all think about that article? That's like an interesting article. It said America has an essential connection to cornbread. So if America has an essential connection to cornbread, the first Americans got an essential connection to cornbread. Salute. That means the American Indians have an essential connection to cornbread, a historical, a cultural connection. You can't break it apart. You can try to call them other, you can reclassify them, but you can't take the cornbread out the naga. It said in ancient times, in antiquity, having corn was like having gold. They said American Indians used corn to prepare other dishes. Yeah, like hoe cakes and hush puppies. I know. Let's click on that. Cornbread, American Indian food. Look at that. We just going over some of the evidence. We ain't gonna spend too much time on them. Look at America's essential connection to cornbread. Hey, you know the American Indians so connected to cornbread. Sometimes they use it as a nickname. Picture that. We know who use cornbread as a nickname sometime. We know who do this. All right. I ain't trying to click on none of this subscribe stuff. I always say, if you want to truly know a culture, eat their bread. Look at that. In France, it could be the baguette. In Ethiopia, the Pan-Africans, Dr. Umar land, you'll have injera. I ain't even never heard of injera. I wouldn't know how to cook it. I wouldn't like, if they sent me to Africa today and it wasn't no cornbread over there, wasn't no corn, nothing I could do, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to make no damn injera. So with that being said, if they sent me to Ethiopia today, I would be lost. I wouldn't know how to eat. How would a so-called African slave come to America and know how to make cornbread? The African slave shouldn't know nothing but injera. He should be lost. He shouldn't know about the ingredients of America. Make it make sense. If you got sent to a strange land today, you would be lost. It's you have injera. If you travel to parts of India, you'll enjoy chapati. I don't know how to make no chapati. I'd be lost in India. Italy will provide for quiche. I'd be lost. In West Africa, you can sample a lovely flat bread called gom. I'd be lost. In America, though, it's cornbread. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. I know what to do. Cornbread. Some would almost immediately think that this bread has no place on a world stage with other celebrated, quote unquote, celebrated bread. But cornbread tells the story of lack. It ain't the story of lack. Corn is the best. It's not. See how they look at our culture? See how they want to bastardize our culture, talking about the story of lack, and can get caught up in the stigma of shame and class. It ain't shame. They want to say, oh, this is slave food. Yeah, because we know they enslaved the American Indian, the Negro. For whatever reason, hold on, let me dim my phone so my battery don't die. For whatever reason, some might refuse to let their brains show love to this bread without realizing that cornbread and its variations were here in the Americas with the Indians, prepared by white folks living in the Appalachian Mountains and put together by black folks. Look at that, black folks, this the Indians. We're gonna start right there with this one, but we just wanted to lay a foundation with cornbread, it's American Indian thing. So with that being said, other foods that's American Indian foods, like grits, originated with American Indian tribes in the southeastern U.S. Look at that, in the southeast U.S. It's always originating with American Indians in the southeast for some reason. Ain't that a coinkydink? Keep that in mind. These great flavored foods, they're always originating in the southeast with the American Indians. The southeast of the United States, some would call that the black belt. Salute. If you know what the black belt is, salute. The home of the indigenous people. Grits originated with the American Indian tribes in the black belt, the southeastern United States, specifically the Muskogee. In the 16th century, the 1500s, who ground corn into meal to make porridge. Indigenous peoples taught early settlers. Look, you had to teach the settlers how to eat. They was starving. They was cannibalizing themselves. They was eating dead bodies. Those European settlers. You taught them how to eat. How you eat like the Most High. To process corn into hominy, creating the foundation for this staple dish. The Muskogee Creek Nation in present-day Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida are credited with the origin of grits. Y'all know how it is in Florida. You can't leave Florida without getting some fish and grits, Monaga, or some shrimp and grits. Salute. You come to Florida. I know some people come to Florida for the oranges. Yeah, that's cool and all, but you got to get some of the fish and grits and shrimp, Monaga. Salute. Hey, what you doing? Hey, Soul Era in the house, salute. Alinko in the house, salute. Hey, I love grits, man. And I like grits. You can cook grits so many ways. Of course, we like the grits with salt, pepper, and butter. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, some shrimp in that thing, couple peppers and some other stuff. But I like grits with butter and sugar too. Salute. My grandma used to make it with butter and sugar. Sometimes we was kids. Salute. It's very tasty. You can eat grits sweet or salty. Some people don't know that, but some people don't know how to cook too at the same time. You can't just go dump a bag of sugar on the grits, you big dummy.
You big dummy.
I know what you're doing in that kitchen. My grandma made sweet grits and salted grits, man. Both good. I took them either way, boy. All that junk, they were good, boy. I miss my granny, boy. It say the Muskogee. They say they credited with the origins of grits. The indigenous people, including the Muskogee, referred to a similar dish as sofki or sofki. Preparation. American Indians historically used stone mills to grind dried corn, resulting in a coarse, gritty texture. They also taught settlers to remove the hull from corn by soaking it in an alkaline solution, a process known as nixtamalization, which creates harmony. Yeah, man. So, you know, the American Indians making fish and grits and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? So making cornbread. You know what I'm saying? It's what the American Indians was doing. Also, pancakes or hoe cakes. A lot of people don't know this, you know what I'm saying? This is American Indian culture. This is American Indian food culture. Some would call this soul food. Hoe cakes originate from American Indians, particularly coastal Algonquin techniques of mixing ground cornmeal with water and baking the patties on hot rocks or in ash, known originally as ash cakes or a form of Johnny cake. These corn-based staples were adopted by Europeans. What the European came over here dumb, deaf, and blind? They ain't know how to do nothing, huh? They was in a foreign land. They ain't know what to eat. They ain't know what to cook. They ain't know what corn was. They ain't know what a sweet potato was. They ain't know what a green bean or a lima bean was. They didn't know what they could eat and what would poison them. Hoe cakes. American Indians were making them when European ships first reached these shores. The European came to get that tobacco and they smelled something. They said, "What is that?" The engine came up and said, "Yeah, fool, that's a hoe cake. Here, try a piece." Fools ain't know what to eat, ain't know how to dress, ain't know how to bathe. They ain't know what a hoe cake or a pancake was. They ain't know any of this. Look, and they got a nerve to have a pale face on the cover. Talking about George Washington. George Washington ain't got shit to do with a pancake or a hoe cake. So from cornbread to grits and fish and shrimp to pancakes or hoe cakes to all the beans, all the American beans, lima beans, cultivated by the indigenous people in America over 5,000 to 7,000 years, since the beginning of time, since the Most High said, "Let there be darkness." The Most High said, "Let there be darkness." Everybody, everyone, darkness is spreading. The real engines, that is, was making cornbread, lima beans, red beans, kidney beans, pinto beans. The real American Indians was doing this since the beginning of time. Since "Let there be darkness." Originating in Peru and spread into Mesoamerica, because America ain't just North America. America ain't just South America. It ain't just Canada. America is the whole hemisphere. As a staple, they were the key to the Three Sisters agricultural system, serving as a vital protein source of cultures like the Inca, Moshe, Moses, the tribe of Moshe, the Mexica, Mexico, and the Aztec, the Negro. Domestication. Lima beans were domesticated in two different events. A large seeded variety in the Andes in Peru around 2,600 BC and a small seeded type in Mesoamerica, Guatemala around 200 BC. Regional growth. By 1300 CE, their cultivation had spread north to the Rio Grande. They were highly adaptable with smaller varieties. Cultural significance. in Peru and the Moche culture, AD 1 to 800, depicted lima beans on pottery, using them as a symbol of war and life. Preparation. American Indians ate them boiled, mashed, or mixed with corn and squash, succotash. Storage. Beans were dried and stored in a pottery or grounds for year-round consumption. Culinary influence. They were often cooked with meat or fat for flavoring. Cooked with fat or with meat. Who like to throw an old piece of fat in their lima beans when it's cooking, huh? What your grandma used to do? Throw a piece. My grandma used to throw an old turkey neck in there with the lima beans. She always throw a piece of meat to give it some flavoring. Where you think she got that from? Where you think your mama got it from? Do you even know? So we got lima beans, all the beans, not just lima beans, red beans, pinto beans, all the butter, all the American beans that your grandma and them used to be growing and cooking. Whole cakes, fish, shrimp, and grits, and cornbread. And then sweet potatoes too, though. American Indians love sweet potatoes for thousands of years. Sweet potatoes, domesticated in Central and South America up to 8,000 years ago, were cultivated by indigenous people in the Southeast U.S. See, all of this is the Americas. You can find foods that originated in Peru that reached what's called the U.S. today, that reached North America, because all this land was ours. It don't matter if the food originated in Chile, originated in Peru. That's still America. That's still our shit. And yes, it was in the U.S. too. What you gotta understand, 8,000 years ago. 8,000 years ago, cultivated by indigenous people in the Southeast. The Southeast again. Here we go. They just mentioned the Southeast a minute ago. It's always the Southeast U.S. for some reason. By the 1700s, they were a major heat-loving crop for groups like the Cherokee and the Seminole. By 1648, they were grown in Virginia with the Virginians, becoming a staple Southern native-influenced food. Origin. Cultivated in South Central America for thousands of years, as early as 2500 1850 BCE. Native usage. While staple in South Central America, they were not widely grown by northern North American tribes until after European contact. So they say. Just what after European tell you? Should you believe this? Cultural importance. They were a crucial warm season crop for various tribes. Those tribes been had sweet potatoes. They ain't get here. They ain't figure out the sweet potatoes since when European got there, because those tribes had been in South America and North America. Salute. Cultivated by indigenous people for thousands of years. Sweet potatoes, green beans, lima beans, all the beans. Whole cakes, fish, shrimp, and grits, cornbread. What else? Oh yeah, green beans. These indigenous American foods. These are not African foods. These are not European foods. These are indigenous American food. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, who they got there showing them how to grow it? Some nigglets. American Indians domesticated beans in Central and South America 8,000 years ago, cultivating them alongside corn and squash as part of the Three Sisters farming method. Originally grown for dry seed, indigenous peoples ate the green, fibrous parts during spring shortages. These beans were often dried and stored for winter, sometimes known as leather breeches. Oh, remember that, leather breeches. I saw that somewhere before. Leather breeches. Indigenous people, including the Iroquois, utilized the Three Sisters method, where beans climbed corn stalks, which acted as a trellis, while squash covered the ground to retain moisture and deter pests. They had to squash the beans and the corn growing together. Nutritional role. Beans provided a vital nutrient-dense protein source for tribes across North America. So we got the green beans, the cornbread, the sweet potatoes, the whole cakes, the fish and grits. You got all these culturally American Indian foods. American Indians have cultivated and consumed various red beans, like red beans and rice, including ancestors of the red kidney bean for over 5,000 years as a staple of the Three Sisters. Yeah, the Indians love some red beans and rice. Sade say turkey. Yeah, the Indians love turkey, but I wanted to, I ain't put too much focus on some meats on this one. I wanted to focus on the culture foods like the beans and the vegetables and the way they cooking these vegetables, because it's very important. Because even though turkey is indigenous to America, when it comes to meat, like, I mean, we could talk about meat, but other cultures gonna claim certain shit, so I ain't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on some foods that is hard. It's hard for another culture to claim. It's hard for other cultures to claim these beans, this cornbread, and all these foods that got to be prepared from scratch. Like a meat is just meat. You know what I'm saying? Even with the barbecuing, even though we know the Indians created barbecuing, but you know, people can say whatever when it comes to meat, because meat is just meat, and people just gonna season the meat. But I'm saying these foods that are made from a mixture of ingredients like cornbread, these bean dishes, I wanted to focus on these for a very specific reason. The history with sweet potatoes, the history with the specific things like grits, and the specific things like hoe cakes, because it's very important. Because this history should still be with the American Indians. Salute. This food culture, whoever's claiming to be a first American or a Native American or American Indian, they should have genetically inherited this food culture. It should be ingrained in them, and they should still be eating these foods today. And that's what I want to talk about. And that's why in my community section, I've been posting in the last few days all the foods, quote unquote, soul food, that are truly foods that are indigenous to America. Salute. You ain't bring these foods from Africa. That's why we got it called the Copper Color Cookbook. You ain't bring these foods from Africa. You had these foods since the beginning of time for thousands of years. You inherited recipes and stuff that your ancestors been doing and the Indians been doing, and fake Indians
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
don't even eat this stuff. The fake Indians, the pretendians, the people calling themselves Native Americans, they don't even eat this stuff. But for some reason, you do. Just like hush puppies. Heavily popularized and likely originated from the so-called African American, the Negro, the American Indian cuisine in the South. What, the Southeast? The Black Belt? Specifically through a dish called red horse bread, created by Romeo Govan, a Negro, American Negro man born into slavery who cooked, fried, and created in South Carolina in the late 19th century. Key details regarding the history of hush puppies. Romeo Govan's red horse bread is credited with popularizing the dish, which involved mixing cornmeal. Africans knew nothing about corn, water, salt, and eggs, and dropping them into hot lard. These were served alongside fried fish to prominent members of the community. Origin of the name: while the food originated in the late 19th century, the name hush puppy first appeared in print in 1899. The Negro been eating hush puppies. But it just don't stop there. All these foods that we just went through that are clearly American Indian culture, American Indian heritage, just like the lima beans. Indigenous to the Americas, with origins in Central and South America, particularly Peru and Guatemala. They were domesticated 5,000 to 9,000 years ago by the indigenous people, often called butter beans. They were vital high-protein staple for the Incas, Aztec, and other indigenous cultures. beans and rice dishes, including those with lima beans, were developed by enslaved American Indians, not Africans. They enslaved American Indians in the American South, the Southeast. The Indians are still eating their food. It's like turkey necks. They'll tell you that's a staple of the South, the Negro in the South, with culinary traditions. They're gonna try to give your credit to Africa. They're gonna who transfer humbled ingredients. Those weren't humbled ingredients. You didn't transform scraps into flavorful slow cooked dishes. Those were delicacies. Your turkey necks and your oxtail was a delicacy. It was then and it still is now. That's why it cost a lot of money. They weren't scraps. Them ain't slave scraps. They trying to hide your culture and make you ashamed of your culture to try to hide who you are. And the turkey itself is native to the Americas. But it ain't just that. So we know like the lima beans, like the cornbread, even the neck bones. They're going to always tell you it was enslaved people in the American South, the Southeast, calling your food scraps, calling your culture scraps and your culture. Let me see when the last time you bought some neck bones? A lot of people can't even afford to eat neck bones, calling your food scraps, huh? Trying to hide your culture. Africans never cooked neck bones. Just like the whole everything barbecue is American Indian. It's like your oxtails. They're going to always tell you the American South. Soul food is indigenous American food. It always was. Indigenous origins. American Indians first domesticated corn and developed various corn-based breads and dishes such as corn poney long before Europeans. Look, enslaved African Americans, enslaved Indians reclassified as African American influence. Cornmeal was primary, often limited food ration for enslaved people. Yeah, right. It was a ration, huh? It was your culture. You taught them what to eat. You taught them to peel the hull off the corn. They developed, you developed. Your ancestors developed. They been doing. They were just repeating what they been knew. Talking about creative nutrient dish methods to make it filling and palatable. Creating dishes like hot water cornbread, hoe cakes, and ash cakes. Didn't we just read this about the American Indian 8,000 years ago? Cultural evolution. Look, they cannot hide your history. While the base ingredient was Native American, the specific techniques and recipes used to create modern savory or sweet cornbread are heavily influenced by the culinary creativity of the niggas in the American South. Hey, Derek in the house, salute. Just like the hoe cakes, black cakes, hoe cakes, Johnny cakes, pancakes, in Native American and Southern, they all because the American Indian is the Southern, is the black belt. U.S. culinary traditions prior. Nancy Green, a black woman born into slavery. You somehow always born into slavery. Notice they'll tell you she was born in slavery. Notice they always say they don't ever say they was brought here in slavery. Said, nah, she was born in it. Indigenous person. Is credited with creating the specific, widely popular Aunt Jemima pancake. So the American Indians invented the hoe cake, and Nancy Green made the most famous hoe cake that ever exists. Where she got it from? She didn't get it from Africa. They don't cook the same as you do in Africa. They don't cook the same foods. The plate is nothing alike. If they sent your grandmama to Africa today, she wouldn't know what to do with any of this. But somehow she know everything to do with all of this. Somehow she know everything to do with sweet potatoes, lima beans, and cornbread. Your grandmama ain't come from this. They want to freeze up the page now. It's getting a little too deep for YouTube. The truth is an MFer because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it once you see it. Hey, salute to that dude. Salute. Hey, yeah, those chilies, those chilies that they got, yeah, they not African. They got it from over here. But I'm just still saying that plate in general, whatever that is they eating, that ain't nothing we eat. And even in North America or in the South, I mean, we mess with peppers like jalapeno peppers and stuff like that. We ain't never had a culture of all them damn peppers everywhere. We ain't never had. I remember my grandma and them used to grow them red chili peppers and them jalapeno peppers and bell peppers. But all these other peppers, I don't like. We wasn't on that. Bell peppers more than anything though. Bell peppers one of the main seasoning peppers that our ancestors was using. Dang, they froze the page up. Your grandma don't look like this, man. Everybody black ain't brothers and sisters, man. Cut that. We gotta cut this ignorance and to say, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth too. To say everybody black brothers and sisters and came from the same place, that is racist. That is racist. It ain't nothing more racist than that. Talking about all y'all black, y'all brothers and sisters, y'all came from. That is a lie. That is a racist lie. And this ain't even, and we ain't even roasting or nothing. We being dead serious. I know a lot of time we get on here and crack jokes, but we not joking. We not joking around. We're not effing around. We don't have to joke. The jokes write themselves at this point. But you can't let people just tell you come from somewhere and you ain't got time enough to open up your eyes and look in the damn mirror, nigga. Or you ain't got time to read about your real history. You just gonna take what a foreigner tell you. You gonna let a foreigner call you something you ain't. It's always traced back to the American Indian tradition though. Grits are a foundational element of who? The Indians? A southern cuisine and a staple in the black culinary culture. Representing both the historical resource for food and a versatile flavor for dish. Traced back to their Native American traditions. Look, the hijack, they became central to African American kitchens. They threw African in there real quick. They couldn't hide your indigenous past. They can't hide it. But they know you was a Negro. They had to say, well, we gotta do it. The AI said, we gotta throw African in there. Particularly within the Gwale, the Gula Geechees, the Gwale. They are traditionally served savory with butter, cheese, eggs, or alongside shrimp, though they can also be enjoyed with sugar. Hoe cakes, a classic southern skillet fried bread made by mix. I remember my grandma Albertina. My mother, she used to be making these hoe cakes. She used to make pancakes and hoe cakes is different. Pancakes made more with flour. Hoe cakes made with cornmeal. 1 cup of cornmeal, a cup of flour, one tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 tablespoon of sugar, and you cook whole cakes with cornmeal. You usually fry that in either vegetable oil or some kind of fat. Like, well, with pancakes, with straight up flour and all that milk and whatever else, you're gonna cook that in butter or something. But whole cakes really more cooked than they really more fried. 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 eggs, 3/4 buttermilk, and 1/4 cup of oil. See, they using oil. Fry spoonfuls of batter in hot oil. Bacon grease for 3 to 4 minutes per side until crispy. So they fry that in. A whole cake is fried in oil. I remember my grandma used to be making those. They were good too. Man, I can't stand. I don't care when other people say we don't got no culture, because I know they're ignorant. But I can't stand when I see an American Negro sit there and hold his head down talking about what some tether or what some foreigner said about us not having no culture. I hate that, because we ought to know better. Shouldn't hold your head down for no damn foreigner. When they the ones you had to teach them how to eat. And today they are eating your foods to this day.
Tether.
Now they want you to be ashamed, and they want to hide your indigenous culture. So they tell you, well, yeah, that's a slave culture. Yeah, we know you enslaved the indigenous people. But they're going to tell you that's a slave culture, and instead of telling you that's an Indian culture. They want to hide the fact that they enslaved the Indians. They want to make you think you was an African. Well, Africans don't got your culture. During the 19th century, whole cakes were a common quick cooking meal for so-called enslaved people. We know they're talking Negro. Indians. Often made simply with cornmeal, water, and salt. Origin of the name, they don't know they got to ask us where the name come from. They don't know where the damn name come from. They gonna make up something. While some law suggests, they talking about some suggestion that they were cooked on field holes, the term, that sounds stupid. Look, shared history. Ain't no shared history. The history is ours because the Negro is the Indian. Native Americans don't eat whole cakes. Fake Indians don't eat whole cakes. Pretendians don't eat whole cakes. Negroes do, the real Indians. Our ancestors first used this cooking method, and it was later utilized by both European settlers and enslaved Indians. Green beans, potatoes, tomatoes. Hey, Monarch in the house, salute. Green beans. We just read about how the American Indians cultivated them and was eating them. The origins of the Southern style green beans are a blend of American Indian agricultural practice, look, and African cooking techniques. Africans don't have a technique for cooking green beans or anything like this. How is this an African cooking technique? How is a green bean? How is it a Native American food with an African cooking technique? Let's dissect this. Let's unpack this. Ain't gonna back me all the way out. How would a cooked green bean be an African? Why? Because the Negro did it? Because the Indian Negro did it? It make it an African technique when Africans don't even cook like that. We saw how they cook. Let's look back at it. How would that be an African cooking technique? Does Southern cooked green beans look like an African cooking technique? No, it doesn't. American Indian cooking technique. Native American agricultural practice. Americans, you know our ancestors grew their own damn beans, right? American Indian Foundation. Green beans, a variety to the common bean, is indigenous to Central and South America and were a staple of American Indian diets for thousands of years, often grown alongside corn. Native Americans created the practice of drying them beans, often called leather breeches. They talking about adapted by enslaved black Americans. The origin of Southern style green beans, huh? Nigglets and Indians, huh? You talking about the same people. Trying to even the pecans, like that pecan pie you love. You say while the exact origin of pecan pie is debated, we don't know if an Indian or a nigga did it. Because the Indian is the nigga. Black Americans, specifically an enslaved gardener. It's always the slave. How come it's always the slave? Named Antoine. Or is it Antoine? Is that Antoine or Antoine in Louisiana are credited with making the dish possible by pioneering the cultivation of grafting the pecan tree. Now that's important because the pecan tree is the only nut tree that's indigenous to North America, to the U.S. and Canada. Pecans are native to North America, specifically the river valleys of the South Central United States, Texas to Alabama, north to Illinois and Mexico. As the only major tree nut native to North America, they were a staple for the indigenous people today. So the pecan was a staple for indigenous people, but somehow you knew all about it. Somehow you came from Africa, but you knew everything about pecans. You even engineered. You was an old beat up slave from Africa, but you somehow pioneered the cultivation and grafting of the pecan tree in 1840. See what I'm saying? And what make it even worse, it's always in the Southeast. That food culture, that indigenous culture that always went back to remember we kept seeing, to the Southeast. And you could easily pull up the indigenous peoples of the Southeast map that to show you the pre-Columbian tribes and where they was at. All the people that was making sweet potato pie and candied sweet potatoes and making cornbread and grits. This where they were living at. The Muskogee and all of them that were making grits, they was all up around here. The Yamasee, making cornbread, lima beans and rice, pinto beans, red beans and rice, all over here in Louisiana. They were doing all this shit down here. But somehow, that's called the Black Belt. You supposed to be from Africa, though. Say a map goes viral showing the population of where the Negro lives within the United States. And it's the Black Belt. The densest population of our people. Somehow you located right where the tribes was ancestrally, and you still eating the same food. I mean, I know we talk about tobacco a lot over here and other stuff, but man, I could take it any way y'all want to take it. We ain't got to talk about any of that. We could just talk about food, and the proof is in the banana pudding. You can't hide the truth. You just gotta have your eyes open. The only way you can miss the truth is your third eye closed. Your third eye closed, I can't help you. If you can't see the reality of the situation, I cannot help you. It's nothing I can do to help you. If you still got doubts in your mind, ain't nothing I can do to help you. You might as well go listen to Dr. Umar. Look, James Hemings, considered by many to be America's first chef, born into slavery, He always born into slavery, In 1765, Hemings grew up in Virginia. He was a Virginian. He moved to Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home and plantation. As a child, Hemings had an early aptitude for cooking. He got it from his grandma and his granddad. They handed it down. And Jefferson, they didn't know how to eat. They didn't even know how to peel the hull off of corn. So they had to get the young Heming to do it for him. Francophile that he wanted the French chefs in his Virginia home. So he sent the little nigga to France to learn how to cook French shit and shit. The Naga came back and said, you know what? Forget all that French shit. I made up my own thing. It's called macaroni and cheese. The first American chef was an Indian, a Negro. and creator of the American macaroni and cheese, my nigga. It's good old-fashioned soul food, my nigga. The original Aboriginal creator, James Hemings, a black chef trained in culinary arts in Paris. Look at that. Everything on there is American to the bone. It ain't nothing African on that plate. You got macaroni, you got cornbread, lima beans, you got sweet. Hey, them ain't yams, y'all. Gotta stop calling them yams. Them candied sweet potatoes, man. Stop calling them a false name. Yams come from Africa. These are not yams. Those are sweet potatoes. Food is foundational element of cultural identity. This is your identity. You're not an African. You don't even know how to cook. If you were African, if you were African American, you go on and eat that African food. Then, if you were African American, stop. I don't want to see your ass eating no macaroni, no sweet potato pie, no candied sweet potatoes. I don't want to see you eat no green beans, no lima beans, no fish, shrimp, and grits. I don't see you eat none of that. If you were African American, this what you supposed to be eating. If you a real African, go and be a real African. You don't be no fake African. You don't even know your own culture. You are African. You calling yourself an African American. You don't even know your own culture. You don't even know what you're looking at right now. If you African, go on and eat your food, nigga. Don't be over here eating our shit. All you Pan-Africans, don't be over here all at the cookout talking about, can you get a scoop of that macaroni? Hell no, nigga. You are African. You got on the dashiki. You can't get none of this. You can't get none of this, nigga. All that talking about wanting to go out to eat, want to go on dates and shit.
You big dummy.
F all that. I don't want no Chinese food. F all that.
You big dummy.
I don't want no Mexican food. F all that.
Biatch.
I don't want nobody's food but our food. I don't want no Italian. I don't want no Domino's. I don't want no Burger King. I don't want none of that. I want this every day. I want this every day. I know everybody can't afford it every day. I save my money though. I save my money.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
I'm in the culture. I don't want other people's culture. I ain't even listen. Hey, I ain't dealing with no woman that can't cook like this. Yes, fire. I'm busting my ass every month day to eat like I want to eat, damn it. I put my money where my mouth at. You ain't finna turn me in no booty scratcher. I'm staying with my cultural identity. I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat from the land I come from. Our ancestors was living to be 100 years old. They weren't eating Chinese food. They weren't eating no plantains. None of that bullshit. Food is foundational. You call yourself foundational. Call yourself an FBA. Call yourself what you want to, but what's really foundational? What's foundational is the food. That's an element of your cultural identity, nigga. Acting as a tangible link. This is tangible. This is tangible. A tangible link to your heritage and your history and community through shared culinary traditions, tastes, and preparation methods. It serves as a marker of belonging and identity, often used to preserve ancestral roots, express cultural pride, and foster social cohesion, even while adapting to new environments. Look at that, they tried to throw adapting to a new environment. You ain't adapting no damn new environment. People feeding their kids double cheeseburgers and McDonald's, and your kids fat as hell. Can't even play football. you abusing them kids, feeding them kids Burger King every day. You need to get in that kitchen, cooking kids some cornbread and some real food, some lima beans and shit, some real damn food, man. Start. See, you're gonna lose our culture. How you gonna call yourself an Indian when you can't even cook Indian food? And it's for the men and the women. Don't think I'm just roasting the sisters right now. Don't think I'm just roasting the sisters. I'm roasting you niggas too. See, listen to me. Listen, I be up under my. I'm saying I'm about to write the cookbook. Y'all think I'm playing? I be up under my mom and dad and them watching what's going on because I know they not gonna be here forever. And if I don't find me no wife that can cook right for me, I'm gonna have to cook this shit my damn self. And I ain't worrying about it because I can cook. I ain't worried about it. I can cook better than. It's sad because a lot of women I done met, I can cook better than them. That's effed up. How I cook better than a lot of these women out here. This is sad. They don't know our culture. They always trying to go to Chick-fil-A or something goofy. Always trying to go somewhere goofy. Want to go eat something goofy. I'm tired of this shit, man. They be talking about the gender war and men not approaching. Y'all think this shit a game. Y'all better start cooking. I'll start cooking some cornbread, a nigga might approach. Shit, I've been waiting. I be walking down the street sometime. I be wanting to hit the stove. I be waiting to smell somebody cooking some cornbread around this bitch. I'm not cooking no damn cornbread, man. What kind of culture is this, man? Is we Indians or we ain't? Is we Indians or we ain't, man? Is we Indians or man, I'm just saying, man. Copper Color Cookbook, man. This ain't no game, y'all. This is not a game. It's up to us to maintain our culture. You can't maintain your culture eating Domino's pizza all the time. You out there eating, what's that other one they eat? You out there eating Chipotle and shit. Nigga, you don't get your Chipotle head ass. You out there eating all this bullshit, man. That's why I don't be wanting to hear that shit, man. People be talking crazy. And it always be broke people want some shit from out to eat somewhere. That's what be killing me. It always be the broke motherfucker want some shit from a restaurant. It be like, motherfucker, you don't learn how to cook. You don't learn how to cook.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
Chicken,
lamb,
turkey,
rams,
chicken,
hogs,
turkey.
dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it! Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs,
Shakalaka.
dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it! Look!
Hey. Although West Wade the remix shit at, man. There you go. Oh, they gonna play a commercial on my ass. What kind of shit? On a live show, MFers? Hey. People think it's a game, but I be roasting like my oldest sister. She be trying to
I
cook.
got
She,
beans, greens,
hey.
potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams,
One of my sisters can cook real good.
greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
My other two sisters, they alright.
beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams.
Hey, but one of my sisters, she inherited that jump from my mom and my grandma, boy. My sister Jewel, hey, they be having, this how I be at the cookout.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, beans, greens, beans, 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 greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, chicken, turkeys.
This how y'all not gonna be. Y'all gotta be ready to eat. Y'all not gonna be ready. Hey, boy, y'all not gonna be ready to eat. Hey, for real too though, about the eating out shit. If you gonna eat out, support the soul food restaurant, Monaga Salute. If you gonna eat out, don't be going to no damn Taco Bell and shit. What the hell wrong with you? You gonna spend $15 at Taco Bell? You coulda went and spent $15 with Andy Rules, nigga. Go get you some real soul food, nigga. When I do, like even when I be at work, if I don't bring me nothing from home for lunch at work, I try to find me a soul food spot. Especially if I'm in a new area. Like the other day, I was in Waycross, Georgia. And I got on Google and found me a soul food restaurant. When that bitch is I spent about $18, but I'd rather spend $18 with the nigglets than to spend $15 at McDonald's for some unhealthy ass shit. Like knock on big bone, nigga. These bones, nigga. I put these bones on your ass. Nah, I'm big bone, nigga. I ain't no frail little nigga, nigga. I can't be eating that bullshit. I eat real food, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gon' eat out, eat soul food, nigga. Support your own. Fuck them Mexicans and shit. Don't be buying no damn tacos and shit. Make some nigga tacos. Turkey neck tacos, nigga.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram.
This how y'all be at. This how y'all be at the cookout. Look at these niggas, man. Y'all niggas greedy, man. Y'all niggas greedy as fuck, y'all. This how I know you niggas engines, bro. Ain't nobody else finna, bro. Who else finna do some shit like this for some damn engines, bro? About some food, bro. Really. Ain't no other culture. Ain't no Africans. Africans ain't got no. They ain't got no song talking about plantains and yams and shit. And roasted hyena toes. They ain't got no song about their food. That food nasty as fuck. That food nasty as hell, bro. That shit nasty as fuck. I wanna know that shit. That shit nasty. Y'all ain't got no. If y'all ain't got no song about y'all food, I know that shit nasty. The Italians, that nasty ass shit. You Mexicans, all that shit tastes the same. All y'all food tastes the same. The burrito tastes the same as your taco. All that Italian ass shit tastes the damn same. You ain't got no music, nigga.
Potatoes, tomatoes, lamb,
Your food don't make a nigga dance. Nigga, this some Asian shit, nigga. This some ancestral 8,000 years ago food. This what it make you do, nigga. You make remixes.
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey. You name it.
Hey. Niggas ain't playing, but hey, Alico, yeah, I was in Waycross. I remember you said you was in Highville. I was out there in Waycross doing some work. Hey, niggas ain't playing about the engines. Don't play about no food, especially when it come to our ancestral food. We ain't playing no games. Like that's why hold on, this how you know. Cause ain't nobody got no food culture like ours. This how you.
This way. This my shit.
Engines ain't playing. Tenderism.
Do that look like a plan? Look at that.
He ain't playing.
Tenderness, tenderness. I just want to see if they tender. If they tender.
He got it falling out the bone, nigga.
If they tender.
Mr. Tenderism, nigga.
If they tender. I'm trying to tell y'all. If they
Trying to tell y'all, nigga. That
tender.
nigga had to get up. That nigga had to get up and dance. That nigga had to get up and dance by that real, nigga.
Tender ain't the word. That tenderness. Tender ain't the word. That tenderness. Tender ain't the word.
Man. Whoa! Y'all saw that rib, man. That boy grabbed the bone, the meat stayed on the plate, nigga. Hey, niggas, hey, they know the American Naga is the American engine is the master barbecue, man. Cause our ancestors invented barbecuing. If them folks, them other people don't know how to make the meat fall off the bone like that. They don't got that. They ain't got that tenderism. They ain't got these slow and low techniques, man. This is how we inherited this, man. We know how to eat, man. We had to teach the whole world how to eat. They come over here. Y'all seen them pictures, man. They was cannibals, man. We had to teach them fools how to eat, man.
Tenderness.
He had to walk away. He had to drop the bone and walk away.
I just want to see if they tender.
Hey, Mr. Tenderism is not bullshit.
If they tender, that's genuine.
That's genuine, nigga. asses.
Tender ain't the wood.
God damn it, nigga. These niggas, boy, they already, them niggas already full. They like, boy, I'm still want to eat some more, but boy, I'm already full. That boy stretching. That boy got his belly button. That boy all vulnerable right now. That boy got his belly button out, boy. Cause chill, bro. That tenderness got a nigga with his belly button out, man.
Destination, one in the nation.
One in the nation.
One in the nation. One in the nation.
Hey, man. L this shit, man. I ain't going nowhere, man. I'm staying in America. I ain't going nowhere, man. Hey, man. I gotta get busy. I gotta go to my mama's house, y'all. Check on my mama and do some shit. I'm gonna get at y'all later, though, man. Hey, we out this bitch. Peace.
That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood. That tenderness. Tender ain't the wood.